Will email become more or less popular in the future?
Email will likely remain relevant but may become less popular for casual communication. With the rise of instant messaging and collaboration platforms, people are shifting to faster, more interactive ways of communication. However, email will still be essential for professional and formal exchanges.
Is email common in your country?
Yes, email is widely used, especially in workplaces, schools, and official settings. However, for personal conversations, people often prefer messaging apps or social media.
When do you send emails?
I usually send emails for work-related communication, formal inquiries, and academic purposes. Sometimes I also use email for online purchases, subscriptions, and confirmation.
Do you frequently use email?
Yes, I use email daily, mainly for work and professional communication. However, for quick conversations, I rely more on instant messaging apps.
To fulfill your dreams?
Absolutely. I believe dreams give us direction and motivation in life. Achieving them would bring a sense of fulfillment and purpose.
Do you think dreams have meaning?
In some cases, yes. Some people believe dreams reflect subconscious thoughts, emotions, and concerns. However, not all the dreams have deep meanings. Some are just random creations of the brain.
Do you share your dreams with others?
Not often. If a dream is interesting or unusual, I might share it with friends or for fun. However, if it's a personal goal or aspiration, I prefer keeping it for myself until I make progress.
Can you remember your dreams?
Sometimes, but most of the time, I forget them shortly after waking up. If a dream is vivid or emotionally impactful, I tend to remember it longer.
Would you decorate your room with mirrors?
Yes, mirrors can make a room look more spacious and bright. They also add a stylish touch to interior design. However, I wouldn't overuse them, as too many mirrors can feel overwhelming.
Do you carry a mirror with you?
No, I don't. If I need to check my appearance, I usually use my phone's front camera instead.
Have you bought mirrors before?
Yes, I have purchased a mirror for my bedroom before. I chose a simple yet elegant design that complements the space. It depends, but usually a few times a day, mainly when getting ready in the morning or before going out. Describe someone you met once and want to know better. Someone I met only once but would really love the chance to know better is a woman named Sarah. I was introduced to her as a social event hosted by a mutual acquaintance a few months ago. Although our conversation was quite short, she left a lasting impression on me due to her remarkable presence and the thoughtful way she engaged with others. What immediately stood out was her depth of knowledge across a wide range of subjects, everything from philosophy and literature to science and emerging technologies. She expressed herself with such clarity and elegance, and yet she was incredibly open to different perspectives. It wasn't just what she said, but how she listened that struck me. She made people feel truly seen and heard, which is a rare and admirable quality. Regrettably, we didn't have the opportunity to speak for long, but I remember thinking how refreshing it would be to have a proper, in-depth conversation with her. Regrettably, we didn't have the opportunity to speak for long, but I remembered thinking how refreshing it would be to have a proper, in-depth conversation with her. I had the sense that I could learn a great deal from her, not just intellectually, but in terms of emotional intelligence, empathy, and human connection. If I ever crossed paths with her again, I'd be genuinely curious to explore her worldview, hear about her life experiences, and understand what has shaped her into the person she is. I believe she's someone who could bring meaningful insight and fresh perspective to any conversation, and having her in my circle would undoubtedly be enriching on many levels.
Should we avoid when first meeting someone?
When meeting someone for the first time, it's best to avoid sensitive topics like politics, religion, personal finances, or conversational issues. These subjects can lead to disagreements or make the other person uncomfortable. Instead, light topics such as hobbies, travel, or interests are safer choices.
How can we make a good first impression? A good first impression really comes from being polite, confident, and showing you're genuinely interested in the person you're meeting. Things like asking thoughtful questions and really listening to their answers can make a big difference. Of course, a warm smile and good eye contact are always important too, and it's key to show respect and avoid interrupting, so they feel heard and valued. A true friend is someone who's always there for you, through thick and thin. They celebrate your successes like they're their own, and offer a shoulder to cry on when things get tough. It's about having that unwavering support system, someone you know you can always count on to have your back.